Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Chrono Cross. Last time we saw the developer's room ending. This time we're going to show off how Continue Plus works, and then we're going to show off the next ending. Now we've created this file here, and what I'm going to do is we don't want to load up this file, we want to load up this one. I don't know if it really matters, but it's not like we got anything that could double up. The interesting thing about loading up files and then doing Continue Plus and loading up one of our existing files. Now, for the first ending after we finished the main game, we got the one with Surge by himself. This needs to be done by himself before talking to Lena, before doing anything, before no party members, no social, nothing. In order to get this next one, you basically have a range anywhere after talking to Lena and before choosing a guide at Viper Manor. So I've made this save file here, 4.5 hours into the game. It's probably not that long into the game. I take forever to do anything. Look at my final file here, 52 hours. This game is not really 52 hours long. I spent a lot of time with the game on dicking around. So when we Continue Plus here, we load up a file that's already partway through the game. And as you might expect, we get all the stuff that we had at that time. In addition to all the other stuff. This is how I was equipped at the time with all my characters, but now I have all the other nice things that I would like to use, like that crystal saucepan that I specifically went out of my way to make, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like we have a glove for you. Yeah, there's a glove for you and a prism mail for you, and I'll equip the rest of the stuff later. But lo and behold, we have that. Now, there is some element of duplication as far as I know. I never put a lot of effort into this, and very few people seem to have done the same in different forums and walkthroughs that I've seen. So there's not any clear idea of how much whether this actually works properly or not. But the idea here is that, well, we are adding our inventory of items from the completed file onto the partially started file, and you'll notice that our levels aren't added, but it's just taking us up to that endpoint. So I don't know if it's going to duplicate everything, and I won't know until a little bit later in this process, because a little bit later in this process we'll actually have unique items that I only had 1 or 2 of before, and I will be able to test that out. Now, the only things that I've found are like photon ray elements, and, well, I have no idea how many of those I had before, so I would suspect that it would add it all together and we can end up duplicating a lot of things, but I'm not sure. So what we've done is we've loaded up a file with Continue Plus on a file that was already partway through the game. In this case, before choosing a guide into Viper Manor. We have a few of the items from before. We still don't have the Chrono Cross, so we're going to have to fight the boss properly. But if you look at the relief charm, you can choose to replace Surge in battle with any of the characters that you have. So I could technically put Mojo in there, who's already Mojoy. Yeah, we're not going to do that. One thing I will look at here is Mojoy keeps his upgraded name, but you'll see there that he does not have his upgraded tech. And yeah, so those are all of our elements. I had nothing special that I could add. They've removed all the ones that were on my that I was equipped with when I finished the game. So I'm going to set up a few elements, and then we're going to go finish the game at this point. And when we do that, I will come back. I'm not going to show it all off, but I will come back and we will go through the ending, and then we will save our progress one more time. And we defeated the Time Devourer once again. Remember the storyline at this point in the game. We've made it to another world. And we don't know anything about different timelines or anything like that. And Surge has a dream. Almost had one. 10-foot lion shark. Just barely got away though. Too bad. Can't believe you used to be a housekeeper. Really are something. Fishing all my life, yet to come across someone so talented. Got myself a great apprentice. Look who shows up. There's no doubt this guy's gonna make it big. Superstar. Be all set to marry you, Lena. Sit down, have a loving family. And kid's reaction? See ya. Now, if you recall that she started talking about the future and the time crash and all that stuff when we were in Chronopolis, somewhere down the line, she was looped into some part of what we were supposed to be doing. Presumably, that was done around the time that she went back in time to save Surge. So I don't know if she has any of that knowledge at this point. It may have not been until Chronopolis when she gained access to that knowledge. I don't know. The game isn't particularly clear on that. But we don't really need to focus on too many aspects of the convoluted plot. Let's just enjoy these weird endings. Please. What is it, Surge? Forgetting about something? Didn't hear nothing. I'll make you a nice lunch. That sounds lovely. High protein lunch. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Still blushing. Yeah, that's still very anime. And right, this was before Viper Manor. So she went in all on her own. And confronts Lynx on her own as well. If you remember, the Frozen Flame was never here. It was a rumor that even the poor army was following up on. They never had the Frozen Flame. The object on the desk here was the Dragon Tear. Lynx is finally realizing why Kid hates him. You have to imagine, he went, in order for Lynx to have gone to do what he did, I believe he went back in time myself. I think that's what happened. I think him and Harley went back in time somehow. I think I remember reading that somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not, but regardless, you know, at some point they went over there and went to kidnap Luca. Kid was still, quote unquote, a kid at that time. And so he might not have recognized her. But with that mention, I'm sure he realizes who this is. And on her own, she manages to complete it. 2 birds, 1 stone. Wait a minute. What now? Well, there's an army. The new Lord of El Nido, General Kid. She took on both General Viper and Lynx, finished them both off, somehow managed to usurp the title of General, and has become the new Lord of El Nido. Okay then, sure, why not? Stand before you, the new Lord of El Nido. Oh, now what? Right, the poor army was on its way here anyway. In the original version of the game, there are way too many sprites on screen and it lags to no end. Except for you don't, but okay. Nothing to worry about with Kid in charge. Fall in line. Yeah, it lags terribly through here. And one of the only, if not the only time you hear this song. After we defeat the Kingdom of Guardian, it's time to put the poor blokes in their place. And she just jumps on the dude. Charge! It's nice seeing that actually respond properly instead of being lagged to crap. The Acacia Dragoons, led by General Kid, went on to conquer the neighboring countries with ease. The birth of a new sovereign nation. The Acacia Empire. Standing next to General Kid's throne was the Frozen Flame. Except the Frozen Flame was never there. It keeps saying that in this ending, but the Frozen Flame was never here. We know that it's still locked within the Sea of Eden. It can't be released until Surge goes to do it. So they don't have the Frozen Flame here. I'm not sure if that's a translation issue, or if that's just what she thinks, or if they designed these endings to not take into account what we know about the rest of the game, or what. But anyway, we get another achievement for each of them. I'm going to take each of the subsequent save files, and I'm going to save them all over this one spot, I think. I think that's what I want to do. The idea here is you want to continue saving those files over and over and over again, and eventually you'll have completed files where you have each of the different party members involved, and that will eventually lead to you being able to get all the different party members. So the next one we're going to go after is going to be after choosing a guide into Viper Manor. Be a few different ones here. Some of them will lead to endings, and some of them won't. They will just be choosing a guide and making sure to get them into the final party. So anyway, that's pretty much all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.